Pete, so good to see you.
Yeah, it's the highlight of my week.
How you've grown.
Thanks. I got a haircut.
Yeah. Looks good. You look sharp. Look like you're ready for an interview.
I got my cool T-shirt on.
It's got us cool. Yeah. Weekend Pete. Rocking and rolling. What are we doing?
What's up?
Memes. How you been? Let's get into it. Like, what's going on in Pete's life? What's your week been like? It was your girlfriend's birthday. Talk about that.
Are you Santanoing me?
Santana? Like the guitar player, Santana? Carlos Santana?
Andrew Santano?
I don't know what you mean.
The podcaster?
We are podcasting.
Well, yeah, you're Santanoing me. I see what you're doing.
All right.
It's just
if you want to call it a Santano,
you're gold blooming.
Gold blooming?
You're gold blooming.
What does that mean?
See, you're doing it right.
Gold blooming mean?
You're doing it right now.
You need to explain it because you're throwing a lot of accusations, doing a lot of name dropping.
You're doing it like what is that? What?
I mean,
you're so concerned. You're so concerned all the time.
You were trying to explain something. There were some missing pieces I couldn't connect, and I was just trying to fill them in. So as you were saying,
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like?
Good. Well, I had a job interview this week, and that went very well.
Did it go well?
Yeah. And my trivia team got second place.
So who beat you? Who were the folks that beat you?
Some real nerds. I forget what their name was.
Like pocket protector, sort of. Spat a little on that one.
Just like trivia geeks, they show up to trivia just to eat apps, drink cheap beer, and win at trivia.
Yeah. Older folks or?
Older than me, yeah.
Like how were they similar physically?
No, they're a little.
Or was it a motley crew?
White people. No, there was one black person.
Okay.
So I guess they're a motley crew. All a little bit paunchier, like they've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah. Have you seen the rehearsal?
No, not yet.
You haven't seen it?
No, I don't have HBO.
I'll give you my. It's good.
Yeah, hook me up, bro.
There's a whole character. It happens at a trivia night, and that the people are exactly what you're describing, like exactly what you're describing.
Yeah, I love it. Art imitates life.
Yeah,
as I always say.
That's not you. And do you guys do the trivia night every single night?
During fall, we do trivia.
Yeah, it's a seasonal thing because they probably do the trivia all year round, right?
Yeah. We're just kind of a fall team.
Is it because I could see it being the case, like if they have a fall drink that you really like, so you're like, oh, I go for the fall drink and the trivia, or maybe like a seasonal appetizer.
Yeah, no.
Thanksgiving. Who doesn't want a Thanksgiving sandwich? You ever had one of those?
Too many textures.
What? The turkey and the cranberry? It's the turkey and the cranberry sauce. Little mashy potato in there.
Oh,
yeah, come on. What?
No, dude.
Just get some mayonnaise in there. You'd love it. No, okay. So you don't need the mashed potatoes, but you do need the stuffing. You can have the stuffing in there. Just more bread
on bread.
Yeah, like a Big Mac.
I don't like anyone's Thanksgiving dinner except my mom's.
Yeah, one of those weird guys.
Yeah.
What kind of everyone has a different cranberry sauce style that they prefer. What sort of cranberry sauce do you?
We use the Ocean Spray stuff straight out of the can.
Like sliced out of the can?
Yeah, cubed.
Cubed? You guys cube it?
It's a gelatinous cube.
That's crazy. It's so Midwestern. Like my preference is because like lately I go to Thanksgiving dinners and the cranberry sauce is it's like something fucking homemade. You know, there's like fresh cranberries in there. Sucks. Way too bitter. Like I like it somewhere in the middle, you know, where it's from a can but not the shape of a can. You know, because there's canned ones that aren't like solid, you know, gelatinous. There's canned ones that are a sauce, but they have the perfect balance of the sweet and the sour, that great cranberry bitterness.
Yeah, just give me a Thanksgiving sandwich.
Cranberry is one of the best mixers for a strong drink. You know, you're mixing Everclear. Amelia's texting. How did podcasting go today? Well, too soon to tell. Definitely going to be a stark difference between the first episode and the second one.
Yeah. we were really buttoned up on that one.
Yeah, would you say that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we phoned it in. I think we're more on this one. You know,
Perhaps.
I think we're really podcasting.
Well, we're just building a portfolio here. You know, here's two different sides to Marc and Pete.
Yeah.
Here's the buttoned up, like educated talking points side, and here's the freewheeling, just
shitting around
side.
It says Will Sasso would say. You watch Will Sasso's podcast?
No.
You know who Will Sasso is?
No, that's a funny name.
You don't know? Mad TV. You ever watch Mad TV?
As a kid.
Yeah, Will Sasso.
I was too young to know
did
like
the
actors
best Gary Newman
stuff.
He was the big fat guy, big fat bald guy.
I don't really like. I didn't know actors for the longest time.
Sure, yeah, it's something you start paying attention to. That. Will Sasso, though, he was pretty prominent. You were probably watching Mad TV about the same time I was.
Yeah.
He was he did the not Gary Newman, the guy that sings the Toy Story songs. You got a friend in me.
Yeah.
He did a fantastic impression of him. Is it Gary Newman? What is that guy's name?
Gary Newman is a famous electronic musician. It's
we gotta look
Toy
it up.
Story
It's
song.
gonna kill me. But yeah, it does a great impression of him. He's just a funny guy. We should check. It's
Randy Newman.
Randy Newman. So close. But yeah, he has a podcast called Dudesy. And apparently it's run by an artificial intelligence. That's their gimmick.
Oh yeah, so it just tells them what to talk about?
Yeah, every once in a while, like a bell rings and some Alexa voice types in at them saying, now you need to do this.
That's chaotic.
It is. Yeah, so it's just like they have to roll with whatever. They do a pretty good job at it, though. It's Will Sasso and some guy I've never heard of, but seems pretty interesting. Real nerd, you know, real like a Magic the Gathering sort of kind of guy.
Yeah.
As opposed to Will Sasso is more of like a wrestling fan sort of guy, you know,
like a JavaScript kind of guy.
I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what did you mean by that comment?
Just Pete? A real nerd.
A JavaScript? What is JavaScript?
I'm just saying it's a nerdy thing to be interested in.
Yeah, as opposed to what's a cool thing to be interested in.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Podcast.
You only know what is nerdy?
No. Sports, drinking.
Sports and drinking.
Foodie.
Those are cool things.
Foodie.
Foodie. Like a primal Neanderthal I have as a co-host. Yeah. What about literature?
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
Literature, sciences. Yeah. That's too nerdy for you.
Get a human and a Neanderthal on a podcast together.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Do you want to? Should we spin it? Just going forward. Now it's like I'm the human and you're the food. And, what were the other things? Football and drink, fire.
Like that other podcast.
What's the? Oh shit, we got to get into the memes, Pete. We're 11 minutes in. What are we doing?
Cold open. Yeah. Hey, let's look at some memes.
Yeah. Why don't you start us off, Pete?
It's about damn time. Okay, so this first one is some text and a photo, and the text says, "My daughter Paisley and future son-in-law Chadwick's engagement pictures turned out precious. The way the photographer emphasized that Paisley is a catch warmed all our hearts." And the photo is a kid kind of doing the deer trophy hunting photo pose with who I assume is his girlfriend, no, fiance.
Yeah.
With and she's dressed like a deer, and like she's his catch. He's hunted her.
Yeah. So if you've ever seen, I'm sure you've seen pictures of hunters, like they're like out in the woods with the deer that they just murdered, and they've got it propped up so its antlers are showing, and you know they got a big smile on their face. They're like, look at it, I just bagged this buck, right? You know, is that what you would say if you were a hunter?
Yeah, sure. You bagged
this buck, and but instead of holding a deer, he's holding a woman who seems to be knocked unconscious, and
she's incapacitated.
He's grabbing her head, and I don't know if he's holding in place or if this is some sort of tiara or something, but it has like little twigs that are supposed to represent the antlers. Yeah, she's got her face painted like a deer. And you know what? That's cultural stuff. That, you know, I mean, is it really our place to make fun of that?
Okay, but there are some levels to this meme because like the spelling of their names is like that.
So it's supposed to be Paisley, but it's
Paisley.
Yeah, do you want to spell it?
But it's Paisleigh.
And then Chadwick, spelled Tshadwick.
Yeah,
Pretty,
and so they're, you know, just you know, I'm sure to someone named Ashley, spelled Eigh, this meme wouldn't be that funny.
Yeah, names are starting to die. Have you heard this? You know, like the traditional ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where, like, it's pretty rare to meet like a Gary and stuff, or maybe not Gary, but like I don't know, Bob. Not seeing a lot of Bobs. Not seeing a lot of. I had never met a Pete until like seriously. I don't think I ever went to school with a Peter or anything, and then I moved to Kansas City, and now there's 2 Petes in the building. Then I got Pete's at work. There's Pete's it's Pete's everywhere.
That's the name of the sitcom.
Pete's everywhere.
Maybe. Or 2 Pete's in the building.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Well, good meme, huh, Pete? Right? It's well, I don't know. You know, I feel like we're punching down with that one.
Yeah, punching down. Yeah, I don't know. The whole dominance dynamic here is just kind of upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, you can read that. It's pretty apparent.
But you know, to someone else, this might be their most romantic thing they've ever seen.
They could have. I mean, just a couple small moves would have made it. He didn't have to pose like she was murdered and he had just killed her. Like, she could have just dressed up like that, and they could have dressed up, and they could have held hands in a sunset, and it probably wouldn't be a meme, you know?
Yeah.
But they took it.
Is that cosplay?
They took it one step too. It is cosplay.
It is.
It's LARPing.
It's LARPing.
They're just LARPing, and
nerds.
Shouldn't LARP shame.
Nerds.
He's a bit of a nerd shamer. Shocking to me. All right, so this one, let me explain. It's a great one. So it's a picture. It's Bill Murray, right? Is that Bill Murray?
Looks like, yeah.
Pretty sure it's Bill Murray. He's out on the golf course, and he'd clearly just taken a swing, and he's just checking his what was it, like a 5-iron? Yeah, checking his 5-iron, just like flinging it like ugh, like it's what is something you would fling like that?
Like a baseball bat.
I guess, but it's more like yeah, like a booger or something. I don't want to say like it's like like a receipt or something because I don't want to be pegged as a litter bug, But he's just discarding it, and the captions are on Bill. It says "Me after meeting someone," and then the golf club that he's flinging away is their name, right? Because I mean, this is it resonates with me because I'm so bad with names, and it's been like a real problem in my life. Like, I've had jobs where like the whole job is networking, and you go to a networking event, and I'm fucked if they're not giving me business cards. Like, I don't know. I can't remember anyone's name.
Yep.
Remember we went to that thing. The building had the mixer at Tannen.
Uh-huh.
And we had this great time with all these people, and they told me their names. I'm like, oh, what the fuck ever, never gonna see you again. And then somehow I gave one of them my number, and I ended up in this group chat, and then we met up again, and they're like, it was awkward. I'm like, sorry, but you guys all have to tell me your names again. I did not hold on to that info.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of the social convention these days is to not really remember someone's name the first time after you meet them.
What? You're saying that's what's
I'm saying it's passable in that situation. Like,
yeah, I mean it's really just one line of dialogue and you get through it.
Yeah, but I do experience the same thing. I went to a networking event this past week. And
that's right.
And
I bet you met so many people, you have no idea what their names are.
I hardly remember a single name.
That's why business cards are great.
Yeah.
It's weird that we haven't figured out with cell phones yet. That's like the next big. I mean, it's going to be created by Apple, right? Or maybe they already have something where it's just like tap. I feel like I've seen that. You tap someone's phone or something, it sends you.
I don't know. I used to have an app called Bump where you could just tap phones.
Yeah.
And it would exchange your contact info.
Yeah. I think it's just one of those things where it hasn't broken through as like a cultural norm. Like and that feels like a weird security thing, Like,
yeah, it could be a virus.
Yeah, you could get some sort of bump
it's a
transmitted
specific type of file. It's like a .vsf file or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with weird files, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. Point is, I'm bad with names. So are you. Apparently, names are hard.
Names are hard.
That's a good one.
Okay. Amazon tried to test drone deliveries in Stark, Florida. This is the last thing the drone saw. And there appear to be two Floridians, as, picture that.
It's exactly what you're picturing.
And they're throwing beer bottles at the drone. And one bottle is actually pretty close.
Yeah,
it's about to hit the drone.
It's a cool shot because it's looking down at them. You can imagine that drone's flying at about 20, 25 feet, 30 feet. And so there's a lady, and she's arching one. Yeah, she's winding one up to chuck, like an empty Corona bottle or something. And then there's this dude standing to the left. He's got a center frame, big ol' sumbitch, and he's just let one go, and the bottle is like way closer. It's probably within a few feet of the drone there. So it's a neat perspective shot. Why don't we're gonna post the memes? So this is what we do. Because we do the preview Instagram teaser, right?
Yeah.
And then can we schedule a post? Instagram lets you schedule a post, right?
I'm sure.
Let's 8 a.m. whenever we release the meme video. We drop the meme dump.
Sounds good.
Deal?
Sounds good.
Yeah, this is a great one. Florida, worst state? New Jersey? I don't know. What's the worst state?
Florida sucks.
I've never been, so I don't feel like I can like really make a judgment, but I don't know. Again, it's just different cultures. Some people are into bicycling. Some people are into winging beer bottles at drones.
I'm into both.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you ever live in Florida?
Yeah, I might retire to like some sunny. You hear there are these like Jimmy Buffett themed retirement communities.
Yeah,
in Florida,
Margaritaville.
It's called Margaritaville.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so a situation like that would be pretty nice.
In Boca Raton or something.
Yeah,
Jupiter, Florida. Have you ever heard of Jupiter?
No.
It must be a very nice community because I only know it. I used to sell wine to people all over the country, and I had a customer in Jupiter who he'd buy like $6,000 worth of wine.
It's
like it was
probably
nothing.
a retirement community.
I don't know. That's where I want to retire. I hope I can retire to Jupiter, like John Carpenter, right? Which actually, now that it might have been the John Carpenter that you're always harping about, right?
You were selling to a John Carpenter?
A guy named John Carpenter. Yeah, he would buy thousands of dollars worth of wine nonchalantly for me. He was my best customer.
That's crazy. How do we research this?
I don't know. I guess we could look at John Carpenter's Wikipedia.
See where he's lived.
Yeah, see where he now lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Well, this was
Put a pin in
10
that.
years ago. But if he lives in Jupiter, he's getting ready to die in Jupiter, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that. You want to take this one?
I don't know why you included this one. I didn't understand this one. That was just another Pete's crazy again. So I think I got to describe the picture first. So dead center, we've got a beautiful portrait of George W. Bush. One of my favorite people, maybe not the best president, but great guy. And then behind him are two, I think they're like McDonald's characters.
That's Grimace.
It's Grimace?
It's Grimace.
Is that a McDonald's character?
I should just let you struggle through this.
Okay. So maybe a Muppet, maybe a... I don't know. So some weird purple figures. And then there's some running horses in the foreground. Pretty majestic. And then we have top text, bottom text. Top text, howdy partner. Hope you're having a great day.
Yeah. This looks like, to me, it looks like George Bush ate some edibles.
Yeah? You think he's high?
What's with the Grimace? Grimace, by the way.
Yeah.
Grimace was a McDonald's mascot. He's supposed to be the milkshake.
He's supposed to be the milkshake?
He is the milkshake.
He's what?
He's like there's like the Fry Guys.
The McTwist,
like the Hamburglar.
What's it? Was it McFrost? McFrosty?
He's the milkshake.
Don't they have a name for it, like the McFrosty or something?
The McFlurry.
McFlurry? Is he a McFlurry or is he just the normal milkshake?
He's ice cream.
He's all right. Okay, so he's ice cream. I don't get this one, Pete.
It's just it is it. So exactly. But there are memes out there that you just don't get sometimes.
And and we don't feature them on the show.
Well, this one we did.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for the non-watchers to even. Well, I think I explained it well enough. It's just not
George Bush in a cowboy hat.
What do you think of George Bush?
George Walker Bush.
Is that what the W stands for?
Yeah.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I like him even more now. What do you think of him?
He seems like a bumbling idiot, but you gotta love him for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Lovable idiot. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard to call him a victim. He's not one of the millions of people that died. But none of that Afghanistan stuff was his idea. He was just a puppet, much like what's his name, Grimace. He just wants to paint.
Grimace.
And fucking have a good time on his ranch.
Yeah. Howdy, partner. Hope you're having a great day.
It's really gotta stick in Jeb's craw, right? That his dopey brother got to be president, and if he wasn't so dopey, he would probably be a super beloved president.
Gosh darn it!
The 9/11 tragedy.
Ooh.
Yeah. But old Jeb's like, fuck.
Oh. Is he from Florida? No.
I think he was the.
But he was the governor.
He wasn't. I don't know. It's a gray area because the current governor is so well known, right? DeSantis, right?
Yeah.
He's causing a bunch of. I heard he really had a lot of egg on his face after the old hurricane thing. Yeah. We're getting too newsy. I need a seltzer.
We had some spicy memes in the text this week, and I just I wasn't quite sure which ones to pick. I was sure which ones to pick. I had to pick all the clean, unobjectionable ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good and safe.
Yeah. Yeah, wait till we get to this next one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you sent this one. So this one says fun hobby ideas. It's got 4 panels. One says bake, has a depiction of baking. One says volunteer. One says garden. And then one says angry. That's someone angrily typing into their phone.
Yeah, ain't that just the internet? People. You're on Reddit. I'm on Facebook and other various websites, and people just get so defensive, so mad. People love to argue on the internet.
People love to be dicks. And the fun thing about Reddit, I mean, it's just interesting. I don't know if you can do this on Facebook or whatever too, but on Reddit, I'll see someone just be a complete asshole, in this niche subreddit I'm on, a synthesizer subreddit.
Yeah.
And then I can click on their name or whatever, and it takes me to their whole post history where they're being an assholes in all these other subreddits. And it's so interesting to see this person is just cruising through, just fucking angry at the world,
Yeah.
taking it out. I mean, it's got to be cathartic, right?
It's on it's on forums too. I was reading the documentation for this program I was using called Thunkable.
Yeah.
And I was just reading the forums, and there was this guy who always chimed in with a very dickish comment.
Yeah.
And so I went through and I looked for all of his posts, and I read all of them.
It's just funny, it's good on Yelp, or like Google reviews stuff too. Like if you see someone like give a ridiculous 1-star review,
Yeah.
it's like where it's like clearly you were in the wrong here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I read 1-star reviews too. Lots of those.
Yeah, you can sometimes you can see the history of those and see it's just nothing but 1-star reviews.
Yeah.
Just it's like you're not upset about the blender. Okay, there's something deeper going on in your life.
Angry. Yeah.
So it can be considered a hobby. Being angry.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what the meme implies.
Yeah.
Hey, sent this one today. When I was pooping, I was constipated. Sitting on the toilet.
Okay, so Mark sent this one
We had
while
pizza
sitting on the
for
toilet
dinner last night.
This is from Swagmeister49. It's a tweet, and it says, "I'm coming over." No, okay. So there's a picture of someone with what appears to be like an old-timey looking crescent moon in like a bird cage, and they're feeding it.
It's like one of those
There's
moons
just an
with a
arm
face,
feeding it. It's a moon with a face, and the arm is feeding it with a long spoon. And yeah, the text says, "I'm coming over. You'd better not be spoon feeding the caged moon." And then my unruly ass is the picture. I'm spoon feeding the caged
feeding
moon.
the caged moon.
Now, is that like slang? I don't understand. Does that
No,
mean something?
For a second, one of my first thoughts when I saw this one was, I wonder if that's one of those like DALL-E things, like this is one of those like crazy prompt generated art pieces. But I don't think so, because, and this is why, the hand is so interesting, like it's AI doesn't do great with hands. Are hard to draw.
Hands are hard to draw.
And this one is done in such, they obviously put a ton of work into that hand, as crazy as the hand looks. Like the hand still doesn't look realistic, but there's a lot of detail.
I see the fingers.
Yeah. So I think this is an original piece.
Too much detail.
Or
Interesting.
a human generated piece.
Well, I gotta say, I like the artist.
Yeah, it's nice. I like how the cage has very little detail, so it almost looks like the cage is like kind of sketched around it. Everything else is much more detailed. Yeah, It gives a strange effect. Would you say?
Yeah, it is weird.
You agree?
I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it now. Well, you're describing it. How absurd though. The caged moon. How poetic. You ever read that book, Goodnight Moon?
I think it was read to me maybe as a child.
Yeah, that was like my favorite book as a kid.
Yeah. How does it end? Spoilers.
Spoilers. Goodnight Moon ends. Hush.
Hush.
Hush is the last word.
Okay. So what's right before that? But I'm too hungry to sleep, mother.
No, I think it's like the moon says hush or something like that.
Oh.
Hush. Every word matters in a children's book.
Yeah.
Because there aren't that many of them.
Yeah. Seems like the easiest book to write. Like when someone announces they've written a children's book, it's like, all right. Yeah, with your son, right? Or your kid. They illustrate. I don't know. You've met people that I'm sure you have friends that have written children's books, gotten them published by, Newscock Publishing or something. Yeah. You have?
Oh, I mean, children's books? Sure. Yeah.
You have friends that have written children's books?
Yeah.
I met some people one time in Blue Springs at like, I don't know, some sort of street fair thing going on. And they were selling these beautiful wooden bowls, wooden bowl and plates and things.
Yeah.
Nice folks. Chatted them up a bit. I think we bought one of their stupid bowls, and they invited us. We had like exchanged numbers, and then they texted, and they're like, "Hey, we're doing this thing with our church, and we'll be out on this." And they invited us to go to some church party thing.
Did you feed the caged food?
See, this is what you do every time. Is that I take a branch off of the meme, and then I set you up with a premise, and then you just repeat the meme back to me.
Yeah, I've heard cooler stories than I got invited to some church party, though.
Have you ever been invited to a church party?
Sure.
Fine. I get it. I see your trepidation. Well, good memes, Pete? What do you say?
It's a good batch.
I feel like there were better memes in there. I'm really questioning your curation on this.
Like I said, it was a tough pick this week.
I mean, there were some Kanye ones in there, and we could have gone on and on about Kanye's anti-Semitism. Should we? Should we now? What do you think about Kanye's anti-Semitism?
He's just a weird guy.
I don't feel like the backlash has been nearly harsh enough. Like there's like a little bit of outrage, but doesn't seem like he's going to get in that much trouble for it. He post Twitter anti-Semitic backlash. Then I saw him in the headlines. He was pitching an idea to Adidas, and he showed a whole boardroom pornography. Did you hear this?
Nope.
You don't keep up with the Yeezy, yeah?
I don't keep up with our Kardashians. No.
Well, makes it hard. Makes it hard to run a news show with you. Yeah, a celebrity news show,
which is exactly what we
this
are.
Week's memes. All right. Any closing comments, Pete?
My unruly ass.